Hi everyone, welcome to Legally Yours. I'm here again with the lovely Carl White from CXINLAW, and in this episode, Carl, we're going to actually talk a little bit about exactly what CXINLAW is and how law firms engage you and what you actually deliver through that process. So thank you for joining me.
Pleasure. Nice to be back.
Okay, so CXINLAW in a nutshell, just explain to me exactly what CXINLAW is and what you offer.
CXINLAW is going to help a law firm to find commercial advantage through a focus on its client's experience. So really we do that in three ways.
Okay.
The first way is through thinking about what the client experience strategy might be for a firm.
Okay.
And doing that with really good insights from clients.
Okay.
Secondly, it's really about innovating the overall client's experience.
Yes.
And doing that with good service design.
Okay.
So that's a part of it.
Yep.
And thirdly, and really importantly, a big part of what we do is really helping a law firm to engage and train and educate its people.
Okay.
And if you do all of those three things well,
Yes.
then in the middle we are going to really kind of deepen and embed an inspiring and profitable service culture.
Okay.
And that's really the ultimate goal.
Yes.
We can talk a lot about technology and all of the things that kind of help to enable the client's experience.
Yes.
But essentially, and in law, it's about how your service culture comes to life and is made sustainable.
Fantastic, I love it. So when a firm approaches CXINLAW or engages you in that first instance, so literally you work through those three steps, and how long does that process typically take that you would work with a firm?
Yeah, so from a consulting point of view,
Yes.
The answer to that question is varied.
Yeah.
And that's actually a good thing,
Yes.
because we look to partner with firms ideally who want to go on this journey.
Yes.
with their clients and with their team.
Yes.
Typically though, a law firm might choose to focus on one part of what we would describe as the client's journey.
Okay.
So we often start by looking at the first contact points that a prospective client might have with a law firm.
Okay.
And we know from the market research we've done that, don't mean to offend anyone, but most law firms fail what we would describe as the first impression test.
Yeah.
So that sound of inconvenience, and many other impressions you might gain from perhaps.
And you do a bit of a mystery shopping experience sometimes.
So that's one of the tools. Yeah, it's one of the tools. So the whole idea here is you want to do we need to do some client listening, and we need to understand our clients best. So one of the tools we use is mystery client research.
Yeah.
So we're often posed as clients.
Yes.
And we're able to get a sense of how a law firm presents.
Yes.
And with that information, and using that information in a really actionable way with the team, with the law firm team, all sorts of really amazing things can happen.
Yeah.
Because you're actually really engaging that team, opening their eyes around what do clients actually expect? Actually, if we just put our customer hat on for a moment, what would we expect?
Yeah.
And here's the data. And then there are some innovation that happens around the process, and doing that collaboratively with the firm. And we've seen significant uplifts in conversion from inquiries into profitable work.
I love it. And I love that point that you've just made there about you actually, I think as lawyers and law firms, we often not, we don't put ourselves into our client's shoes. We trained all through our law degree and through our early days of being lawyers how to be lawyers. But what we often forget is, they're actually customers too. And we're customers of we know what a great customer experience is like when we go out and see our accountant, or we go and go to Apple, for instance, and purchase something. And so we have to kind of really dial ourselves back to understand that we are providing a service, and when you provide a service, there's customer experience that's got to be thought about in there, which is amazing. And it's not just, what I also love about is you do talk through is a physical sense to it as well. So it's not just what you get on the phone or through kind of the emails and different things and the way they talk to their clients, but it's actually that physical presence of how you feel when you walk into a firm, which I imagine when you emphasise to that law firm what that is, that lifts the whole culture internally. So it's not just always an external process.
No, so many good points you've mentioned there. I mean, we all know what good service looks like and sounds like and how it feels, and we want more of it. And that's such an important starting point for everyone to revisit in any organisation, particularly in law firms. You put that hat on first. That's the essential starting point. So, you know, by using actionable client insight, let's just say in this case mystery client research, it can be provocative, but it does help to, you know, kind of see the world from the client's point of view, adopt that point of view.
Absolutely.
In the process.
Absolutely love it. And you do also work with, because you work with varying law degree sizes, so it's not, you've worked with a lot of the larger firms, but you've also worked with some smaller boutique firms too, that are interested in how to kind of get to the next level of, you know, customer service and profitability and building a great client fan base almost.
Right, yeah, I mean, look, you're probably getting the sense that we're really passionate about this. So we really, this is the kind of an emerging focus, I think, the client experience for legal providers, and we really want as many law firms to take advantage as possible. So yes, we certainly work with larger firms. Our own design challenge, if you like, and we're now at a really exciting point where we can actually say, right, so how do we help the smaller firm or the sole practitioner? And I think you'll see through 2020 and also with the relationship with Legally Yours that we're now able to kind of introduce a coaching program, a CX coaching program.
I love it.
And therefore reach firms that we haven't really been able to do to reach quite as well up until now. But now we have a toolkit and we're able to coach that in.
I absolutely love it. I'm so excited to be working with CXINLAW, and there is so much value because it's also about your website too, because I know that you do a little bit of work with the law firms as well around how are clients finding them. And often I think one thing that we certainly see with a lot of legal or law firm websites is there's a lot of talk about them as the firm, forgetting that actually they need to talk about what they're providing to their customers.
Right.
And you do a bit of auditing on that too, don't you? So you can help them work through that to say, what is your website actually saying about you? Because often that's now how we purchase our legal services, the first point, isn't it?
And that's where, you know, a focus on client experience can actually, you know, potentially it's quite overwhelming because it's all of those touch points, all of those moments that matter. That we actually need to be attuned to as a law firm, because they all add up, plus ones, minus ones, plus ones, minus ones, including the website. So again, what we're also launching is a scorecard that allows firms and practitioners to actually kind of self-assess their firm against what we're describing as client experience assets. And there are a number of assets, things that need to be created and developed and embedded into your firm that must be in place to deliver what we're talking about effectively. So we're quite excited about that, because then that will be available to actually to work through and get a sense of where are we on this kind of maturity scale when it comes to client experience.
Absolutely love it. So I think to take from all of this, stay tuned. We've got lots that we're going to work with together in terms of looking at those toolkits and getting everyone to understand what it is that CXINLAW does. But you can head to cxinlaw.com and you can find Carl there. You can also find them on our platform too at legalyours.com.au. And such fascinating stuff. I absolutely love it. I think it's so long overdue, and I really love the approach you take with law firms. So thanks so much for joining me, Carl, and thank you for watching.
Thanks, Karen.